So, have you ever determined what your self worth is? Have you ever really thought about it? I know I have. I thought of it plenty. I know there's self esteem, there's self confidence, but have you ever thought about what your self worth means to you? What do you consider your self worth? Is it your career? Is it how much you make? Is it what you look like, your appearance? I've recently seen a talk show featuring the rapper and singer Pitbull, which I'm sure some of you or many of you know. He was talking about self worth, and it really hit home to me. And he used the word ugly. And when you think of the word ugly, it's a negative word. But his whole perspective of it, he was turning it around, meaning a positive word. He used it as an acronym, and he spelled it out as "you gotta love yourself," and I absolutely adored that. He made something so ugly and so negative and turned it into something positive and meaningful, and it's a strong word. So now when you think of it, you think of it as you gotta love yourself, and you do. And to me, that is number one. So 3 years ago, I was going through a dark period in my life, and I am so thankful for it. I am a better person. I love myself more for it. I was supposed to be having the best time of my life. It was supposed to be the best experience of my life. I had my daughter, but when I was having her and when I left the hospital, I was alone. I had my family, I had my mother and my sisters, but I didn't have the most important person to me, and who I thought was supposed to be there, who I thought was supposed to lift me up and take care of me. He wasn't. And he destroyed my self worth. He made me feel like I was nothing. He made me, he just beat me down. It's stories you hear all the time. And he made the best experience the worst experience. And as days went on, hours, minutes, years, I worked on my self worth. At first, it's confidence. At first, it's self esteem. But now, I thank him and I owe him so much for who I am today and where I am today. So when I see him, when I look at him, I thank him because for what I went through, I'm a better person. I think of my self worth as the best it's ever been, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate life more, and it makes me realize what more important and what I should be doing and what's worth it in my life to be determined as happiness, as my everything. So I do owe thanks to him. And confidence comes not from always being right, but not fearing to be wrong. And I go by that quote a lot. Like, I read that quote, I have it on my wall. It's a quote by Peter T. McIntyre. It really is a great quote, and you really have to think what's going to make your self worth it, and how are you going to be determined by it. I do go by a lot of quotes. This is one of my favorites. Sometimes the hardest part of the journey is believing you're worth the trip. Um, you know, a lot of these quotes, they might hit you the wrong way. They might mean a different thing to different people, but I really enjoy them. Here's another one I go by. To fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness. And this is my number one. This is by Robert Morley. He, you really got to love yourself before anybody else, Get to know yourself on a deeper level. And then next, ask yourself where you can improve. Where can you improve in your life to make you feel like you're worth it? You really got to connect on a deeper level with yourself and realize you're more than what someone might make you out to be. accept every part of you, including your flaws, including your fears, all your qualities. Every single quality, has to be a part of your self worth. And it does take a lot of work, and I'm still working on it, but I'm getting there. And I feel like my self worth is worth everything in my life. So I read online here, there's a self worth scale and approval from others. I don't care if people have a negative opinion of me. I learned that the hard way, but you do get by it. Your physical appearance, my self esteem is influenced by how attractive I think I am. I wait on people all day. I've been a bartender for over 10 years. My appearance is a part of other people's everyday life. And if they say something negative to me, you got to think in your head, well, it's not worth it to say anything back. That's, your self worth is more important than what that person thinks of you. And you have to keep that in mind. Why have them beat you down? Why have them beat your self-esteem down? You're worth more than that. So another thing is an academic competence. I feel bad about myself whenever my academic performance is lacking. I've been in school and I'm a better person for it, and I've been working hard, and I feel like it's paying off. And thinking just day by day what I can do to improve my self-worth it's not the easiest thing, but you work on it. Like I said, go by the acronym UGLY. You're not an ugly person, but you gotta love yourself. So I hope everybody has an ugly day.